Hello, everybody. I want to talk about. Well, this has came out last year, 2006. About apparently the TUC had done a study on half of women sexually harassed at work. This is by the TUC, and then when you look at another report, it says that 1 in 4 are harassed at work. And then there's another report by the TUC that says 2 out of 3 women. So let's look at this. This is the first one here. That says, I'm just waiting for it to come up. There you go. This is the TUC. Here you go. More than 1 in 4 women have been on the receiving end of sexual comments about their bodies or how they dress at work. Okay. Let me scroll down, and yet he then says here more than half, 52% of women, and nearly 2/3 of women aged 18 to 24 said they have experienced sexual harassment at work, according to research. Now, the survey was done on 1,500 women at work. 1,500 women at work. Okay. And yet, this kind of thing is getting on my fucking tits. It's really, really annoying me. Let's look at this one here. Nearly 2 in 3 young women have experienced sexual harassment at work. There we go. Let's just open that up. It's going to take a little bit of time. My computer's a little bit slow, but we'll wait and see. Here we go. Here we go. This is the TUC. TUC. Again, nearly 2 in 3 young women have experienced sexual harassment at work. Do you know, let me tell you something. This is the continual bollocks of the feminist, hard, radical left. These fucking feminazi bitches that are continually attacking men. This includes, it's not just white men that have got to stand up and realize it's black men, it's Chinese men, it's all men in this country and in the world have got to stand up and realize, especially in the West, that we are dying. Men are dying for women on a daily basis. Okay? And yet we get these reports that are constantly coming out talking complete and total fucking shit. And the reason why these reports are coming out is that the feminazi are very clever. They're very, very clever. The feminazi are doing a fantastic job at continually, every single day, demonizing men. Because the feminazi's agenda is to rid this planet of the male species. That is their agenda. They want this planet to be female only. Okay? I've just seen a video of that stupid harpy Hillary fucking bitch Clinton going on about that the future is female. She said it on the video on YouTube. Look for it yourself. It's there. That the future is female. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We guys need to start fucking standing up and realizing that we are being used continuously by women every fucking day. For instance, okay, I mean, look, war is not what women, maybe women are the cause of the wars. Certainly back in the days in the Greeks, A woman only had to say something about she'd been, harassed, or something had happened, or money had been stolen, and a war could be started because of her. But I mean, that sounds like a load of bullshit. But what I'm trying to say to you is that, I mean, for instance, a study was done that 97% of the American Army's fatality were men, and that 3% were women. In other words, because women weren't on the front line of battle, and it was the men who were on the front line of battle, 90%, 7% of fatalities were men, and only 3 were women. That means normal accidents, plane crash, car crash, sickness, illness, were the cause of those fatalities, but not battlefield fatalities, not shot in the head or in the body or blown up to pieces. Very rarely would these women would come with that kind of death. It was always the men. There was in Israel, funny enough, I think the national service is done. Both men and women have to do it. In Israel, 8% of the absconders were male. Of the female, it was 20 to 22% of the absconders were female. Why so many women are absconding from the Israeli army? More than double, coming up to nearly 2.5 times more women would abscond. That's flee the country to not do the national service, leave Israel and go to another country to get away from national service, probably run to America, run to Germany, run to Switzerland or Europe. 22% of women. In Silicon Valley, where there was again another BBC report about, is it programmers or something like that? They were making out that most of the best programmers were male, and that I think Silicon Valley only has 18% of females working there. Fucking brilliant. Let there be only that. If not, it would be even better to have 0 working there. Okay, it would be better to have 0. But at the moment, there's 18%, and they're fucking complaining, saying that there isn't enough female programmers. Yet, listen to this. They are doing blind recruitments in Silicon Valley. i.e., women can log in with their programming projects or whatever it is, and take programming tests to prove to these employees that they are able to do programming. And even when they do the blind tests, many of the women don't meet the standard that is required. So they don't even know that they're women, and yet they still are not meeting that standard. Yet what they're probably saying is, it doesn't matter whether they meet the standard or not. We need to apply affirmative action, regardless of whether these women are capable. If they can just about do a bit of programming, it doesn't matter. Put them into these places. We need to have women only, more women in these places. Why should Silicon Valley, for the fucking love of goodness, why should Silicon Valley have more women? Why? What is the reason having more women? They've already proven they're not up to the standard by doing blind tests. Yet they're saying that we need to have more women. More women have got to come into this society, into Silicon Valley. Yet, are they really needed? No, they're not needed. You know, women are not interested in the fact that the school system, especially in the UK, is, primary schools are 80 or more percent of primary school teachers are women. In secondary school, again, women outstrip men. Okay, in university, 60% of women who go to university now, 60% are women and 20% are men. Although the low numbers are probably because these guys who look at university and say, you know what, I'm not a dumbass. I don't want to get 30, 35 grand of debt when I can earn that and not be in debt for the rest of my life paying off nonsense. I can go and find a good job, earn probably 3 or 4 times what I would if I did get a degree, or go and set up their own business. Many of these degrees that are being done by women today, from my point of view, are not worth the paper they're written on. They're really not. I wouldn't wipe my arse with it. And yet, this is so-called evidence that women are more intelligent than men. I don't think it's got anything to do with it. I think it's just the standards have gone way, way down. Look at the media industry. It's dominated by women. Dominated by women. That's the reason why the news that's coming out today is fucking shit. You've got crappy arse-wiping companies like BuzzFeed. For the love of goodness. The most shittiest, the worst. You don't even call it, it's not a media company. It's a pile of fucking shit. That hopefully will be shut down one day. Shut down. Because it's a feminist cesspit of a shithole so-called news organisation. I don't even know why it's called that. It's not called a news organisation. It's a shithole. But the point I'm trying to make to you is this. I am really getting very, very tired of seeing these reports constantly saying, women are being harassed at work. And yet, like you say, a lot of these things, if you really were to go deep, it's a load of shit. People know that women lie a lot of the time. Women do lie a hell of a lot. And yet we see this constant crap being, trolled out every single day. Right. My solution to this problem is this. I think we need to now start segregating men and women in the workplace. It's a serious thing that needs to be looked at. I think we need to start having buildings where the one floor, maybe the ground floor, would be for women only, and then the floor upstairs would be for male only. Okay, there'd be male only toilets upstairs and there'd be female only toilets downstairs. Situated in such a way that nobody can get, either one can't get to either facilities or look or spy on anybody. We need to start looking at male only and female only buses. Literally, have pink buses for paint, for women, and women only, and have blue buses for men and men only. We need to start looking at carriages, train carriages. For instance, if there's, 10 carriages or whatever, maybe 2 carriages at the back can be purely for women. The middle carriages will be for those who want, men and women who want to mix and don't have a problem with mixing with each other. And then the front carriage, 2 carriages could be for men only as well. The tube, the same thing. We need to do the same thing with the tube. We need to separate the tube. Men and women need to be separated because if you look at these studies, most of it is of all these women that are these harpies that are bitching on are 18 to 20-year-old bitches who can do you want to go near those people? No, because they're the worst, most paranoid arseholes. Women, girls of that age, 18 to 20-year-old, 24-year-olds, and, are just nasty hags. If you see them around the street, but the way they behave, the way they dress, I read a story once of a guy working in the job centre, and the men wore a shirt and tie, maybe a jumper, but generally it was shirt and tie and jacket, and sensible, proper shoes. Yet the women could wear virtually anything they want: denim skirts, short skirts, jeans, Mickey Mouse tops. So one day he decided to come into work wearing a Mickey Mouse, or it may have been a SpongeBob SquarePants tie. He was immediately suspended by his manager, a female manager, suspended him, said, "You can't, that's not sensible dress code." Yet, if any of you people have gone into the job centre, UK job centres, you will see the way in which what women wear. And they literally almost wear anything they want, like they wear at home. Okay. Yet the guys are expected to wear shirt and tie. If you look at the BBC, for instance, News 24, all the men are wearing shirt, tie, and jacket, suits. What are the women wearing? They're wearing virtually whatever they want to wear. So-called women's smart wear, but it's not always women's smart wear. Okay. If you look at Sky, on the other hand, there is a proper dress code that I've noticed. Not all the time, but generally, the dress code of women's on Sky News is smart, very smart. So you see women wearing, right up to the neck, shirts, proper jackets, proper female jackets. Whereas the BBC, they seem to want, they can wear almost wherever they want. Yet the men are expected to wear shirt and tie and jacket. On Sky News, the men are expected to wear shirt, tie and jacket. This is the kind of double standards that there are in this country between men and women. And it's the continual propaganda that those feminist fucking bitches are always purporting out. They're always throwing out all this kind of nonsense that, there is sexual harassment at work. Well, my solution to the problem is we need to segregate men and women in the workplace. Men must have their own offices, open plan offices. Women have their own open plan offices, and then neither should not meet, other than, say, the managers, female manager or male manager. Okay, and in that way we will not get this so-called. This is an epidemic. Nearly 2 in 3 young. 2 in 3. That is what you call an epidemic. And in order to sort of cure that epidemic, we need to start separating men and women. Did you know that the top female public schools, independent public schools, and the top boys' independent schools, I tell you how many independent boys' schools there are in the UK. There are 36 independent boys' schools in the UK. That includes Harrow, that includes Eton, Rugby. It used to include Westminster Boys' School, but that was forced to become co-ed, to have girls. We can look that up on the internet. So that's 36. Of the girls' independent schools, 47 girls' schools are independent. So, these people have got this imagination that men are dominating them, dominate society. Men are strong. Men are tough. But really, do men really dominate the society? This society, I believe, is being slowly feminized, and they are trying their best to remove men from society. I would say, guys out there, be very careful of women. Think first. Don't always, go with your dick. Always go with your head. Observe what women do on a daily basis. because I'm getting tired. Literally, I'm getting sick and fucking tired of these constant arsehole reports that, men are this, men are that. Yet women are as evil, if not more evil, I would say, than men are. And yet they're doing a very good job in hiding that by constantly bringing out these fucking shit arsehole cool reports. The TUC, led by a fucking bitch, coming out with a load of fucking crap like this. I want men to separate from what. That's why I'm happy that the building industry is dominated by men, and there aren't stupid little bitches on those sites, because they can't hack it. They don't want to go on the building site to crack their little nails, so that, and all this kind of business. They cannot handle the building site, and I'm happy that it is a male dominant industry. Anyway, that's my 2 pennies worth. Thanks for listening.